Greetings one and all, and welcome back to Offworld Trading Company, where unfortunately shenanigans have occurred once again with the last two episodes of the multiplayer recording set that I did with my regular co-host. Now, unfortunately, I noticed the rendering glitches in the videos a little bit too late to be able to arrange for replacement footage this time. So what I would like to suggest is that for those who are interested in seeing my, to put it mildly, inevitable failure at VP, that is Vice President difficulty, go ahead and click on one of the links in the video description below to hop on over to one of my co-hosts' channels and check out their perspective of those games. Be warned, I did remarkably badly. However, I don't want to just leave you with a brief update video, so whilst we have 2 days worth of Offworld Trading Company episodes to fill in for, I thought I might take a little foray into the campaign and just show off what the campaign is like. So we're going to be starting a new campaign here. You've got the same difficulty levels from applicant to CEO. I actually find the campaign remarkably difficult. I find the AIs in the campaign are phenomenally ruthless. And I believe this has quite a lot to do with the recent change that has been made to the AI code, which has made them significantly better than they used to be. Now, in the campaign, effectively you pick one of the HQ types, and that is your HQ throughout the rest of the campaign. It's kind of like an ongoing business campaign where you've taken over a company and you're trying to make it profitable by any means necessary. You can play as Eleanor Preston, who uses the expansive HQ. YJC2230 uses the robotic HQ. Phil Dawson, who uses the scavenger HQ, and Sam Kamat, who uses the scientific HQ. Now, you'll notice that there are starting perks. For example, Sam starts with a free patent lab. Phil starts with a free sabotage per upgrade, which is actually quite nice. YJC starts with a superconductor, that is the patent. And Eleanor Preston has one extra claim. Now, the thing that you'll see over here, the engineers, these actually give access to and later on improve the ability of the production building associated with that engineer. So, for example, solar panel engineer, the first one gives you access to building solar panels in your campaign missions. The second and subsequent engineers increase the effectiveness of your solar panels over the norm. Without them, you cannot build them. But we're going to be going with scientific, just to continue scientific, but I quite like the free patent lab, obviously, because that saves you on an engineer that is fantastically expensive. However, you'll notice they will start with solar panels. They do not have wind or geothermal, so initially you can't build these. They can build hydroponic farms, electrolysis reactors, so food, oxygen, fuel. You can make steel. You cannot mine iron or aluminium, nor can you mine carbon or silicon, but you can make chemicals, can make glass, you cannot make electronics. Very interesting thing to start with. Now, you start off with $6,000, or rather $600,000, no debt. You've got an income of $400,000, and that can change throughout the campaign. Got expenses of $700,000. Now, this goes on the various engineers that you have. Different engineers require different sorts of salaries. I'm not sure if you can get rid of them. I don't think you can, no. And then the net change in your funds per mission. I could fork out a little bit of extra money on some things right now. I could, for example, increase my chemicals or my glass furnace. It's worth noting that my chemicals, I'm going to have a 30% production bonus on all my chemicals, and my solar is going to get a 30% production bonus as well. I could, however, pick up wind turbines. The salary per turn would be $50,000, but being able to expand it to wind might be useful, but I'm probably not going to because we've already got a bonus there. Electrolysis or hydroponic farm engineer might be good, though. That would be very nice to have that extra 30% on top. That's actually quite a difficult choice, though, because they'll be an extra 100k mean, might it not be just better to go with this and get an extra 30% production on top of the chemicals that we'd be producing? That's difficult. That is a very difficult question, honestly. But I think we're actually not going to buy any further engineers. The other labor pool items we can't get to, 2 hacker arrays and 2 lab technicians, we cannot afford them. Now over here you can see the corporations. I can pay debt. I'm not sure how I would do that. I guess if there's debt then you've got funds, you can pay it off. These are the stocks of all the corporations, and these are all of the corporations plus what they get. We've got a couple of scientific. Sigma Entertainment Corp has a free wind turbine after founding the HQ. Omega Patent Corp gets a free chemicals lab after founding. I get a free patent lab. We also have quite a few. Wow, that's actually terrible. Lots of espionage, which means they're going to be getting all sorts of things. +1 EMP per game, +1 underground nuke per game. Oh, the black market stuff is going to be just shenanigans. Everywhere, shenanigans. Now, you pick a mission. The missions will change between round. This is the starting round, turn 1. So we can go to Amazonis Planitia. Perk Goon Squad. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe we start with one. Resource level is high. Scenario is normal rules. Map size is large in the trainer planes. Plateau. Free steel mill. Okay, that actually might not be too bad. I think this is if you conquer it, you'll get a free steel mill each turn. You'll get a free Goon Squad. You'll get a free carbon shipment. Well, I'm not actually interested in any of those. The free steel mill, though, would be quite nice. Resource levels high. Yeah, okay, we'll start with this one. See what we can do. I'm probably not going to win. I'm just going to say that now. Water, very nice. Carbon in there. Carbon is always generally going to be in the holes there. Now, there's some decent iron over there. We are going to want iron, but we cannot mine iron or aluminium. Aluminium is completely useless to us. The only way we're going to get any is if we steal it from someone. So, not even worth paying any attention to that. Ooh, is this going to be water? No. If that is water, that would have been where I was going to have found. We've got water down here, though. Ooh. What about this? Okay, this is where we're going. Yes. Okay. Right, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go for probably food, I'm thinking. We will go for a food part there. We'll try and grab all of this, though that is a very attractive spot for someone to go for. It's going to potentially be bad. We'll also get some iron down. We're going to sell the carbon because we can't use her initially. I could go for power, but right now the power price is fairly low, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. The other thing I can go for is glass, but again, don't really need it. Fuel and carbon is all I would need there. Is there much carbon around here? There's some carbon up there, but not too much. Instead, then, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go for another hydroponic farm. Now, we're not going to have any fuel costs, or at least we shouldn't. Oh, that's right. We had the actual blimp, or rather drone, taking the construction site over there consumed fuel. But generally speaking, because everything is running off our base, we're not going to have any fuel costs whatsoever. We're losing 5 per tick at the moment for power. We're losing 2 per tick for the moment on O2. Now, I would like to keep this and go for slant drilling, but I very much doubt we're going to get there in this particular game. There's far too many resources around. Oh, actually, most of it is water, though. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Maybe later on we could set up some glass mines over there, but generally speaking, it would probably be better for us to go for this, for chemicals. Perhaps that would have been a better place to start, honestly. Yes, it more than likely would have. Now, I would like slant drilling. It's pretty much the only thing that I really want here. Maybe perpetual motion. Now, these are not too expensive at the moment, so it might be worth me going for. But for the moment, it's going to cost around about the same amount for me to go for this. Let me buy some aluminium while it's cheap. There we go. And we're going to start selling this off. Can we get 20? Yes, we can. Now it's just the steel, so it's down to 2,000 in order to upgrade. So that's very, very good for us. We should be able to get there pretty quickly, I imagine. Now, with single player, you can speed things up, but for the time being, I'm just going to let things tick over. Now, you'll notice over here, you can see what everyone has access to and what kinds of buildings they have. Ooh, someone's already started with the EMPs, by the looks of it. Pretty poorly placed one there. But down here, we have the colony. Now, the colony is a very big part of the campaign. Basically, you're buying stocks in the colony. You're not buying stocks in each other. And when you purchase a stock in the colony, you're effectively building a module, either housing, leisure, office, or laboratory. Any of these things will change the demands of the colony, so can change very drastically the sort of prices that things are going to command. For example, housing is going to mean the colony is going to consume more water, more food, and more oxygen per turn. So if you go for that, then it's going to start bringing you in more money if you're producing those. Leisure wants more power, more water. Offices want more power, more electronics. And laboratories want more chemicals and glass. Now, ideally, we want to get housing and laboratories really for the sorts of things that we're aiming for. There we go. We've got an upgrade. That is good times. And we probably want to get some power going fairly soon. I would say fairly soon. But let's go ahead and get another steel mill going. Ooh, I definitely want that. Let's just double check. Where have you got all of your things? Yes, I want that. I want all of this that's moving around. That's moving that way, which is a shame. This is moving that way. Which one's got the best? I would want to go for you. I want it a lot. Now, this debt, at the end of a campaign mission, that debt is... You're not getting away. That debt will actually follow you. It'll follow you into the campaign map, so you can't ignore it. And now, we're going to want that silicon we've got. We're going to want a lot more of it than we've got down there. Yeah, we're going to sell that off and see if we can't build one of these. Now, we're going to wait on that, obviously, because we're going to want it soon. We could go for that, but there's no point in building a solar panel at night, basically. Now, if we were to start expanding out into chemicals, that would have been very, very good to have that there. I suppose we could get a little bit of oxygen going around here. Maybe these two. That would give us fuel. And there as well, especially if we get slant drilling, that would be very, very good for us. In fact, maybe I can get that quickly. How much is it going to cost us to go for slant drilling? It's better for me to get slant drilling right now. Nanotech would also be particularly good, but we're not going to get there anytime soon. Just need a slight bit more. There we go. Let's pick up the slant drilling. We could possibly also go for teleporting. Now, at the moment, oxygen is incredibly cheap. Fuel, not so. So, we want to go for whatever's going to be using oxygen, which is, of course, the glass furnaces. And let's go ahead and... Is glass going to command a high enough price? That's the question. Yeah, I think so. So let's get a couple of these going up there. We could go for another one on top, but actually, I think these should be okay. We're not making a lot of money on this right now. We've got enough aluminium to last us for quite a bit of the game. So I'm probably not going to have to worry too much about that for a little while. I do really think that going there would have been a smarter move, looking at everything now and thinking about how we would have expanded. Damn and blast. Oh well. There's nothing much we can do at this point. Now, I am going to need some of that glass, and, well, let's have a look. How long is it going to take you to set up? Now, everything can change pretty quickly. Now, this is only for this level. If you don't have steel mills, then it's pretty good to go for these, because it'll unlock that for this level, if that's something you actually need. But each additional one adds 25% production for this level alone. Normally, if you're paying for them normally, then they are much more... they'll give you 30%, but you're going to be paying probably a much heftier wage. Much heftier wage. Now, we are using a bit of fuel. It's not great, but neither is it too bad. Food-wise, I could swap these out, actually, if I really wanted to. I'm not sure I do. Not just yet. How much would it take for a further upgrade? Not actually that much. We could go for this. We don't want that there, but we're just going to have to accept it for now. Okay, we're going to go for another food production, and then we're going to start trying to push the housing up. We only need 3,000 for that, so let's go ahead and get some housing. Now, the winner is the person who controls most of the colony stock when the game ends. There's a finite amount of stock available, and there's a finite amount of upgrades for each level, so you've got to be careful of that. But at this point, I think we can afford to speed things up. There we go. We've got slant drilling now. So this means I can have a triangle here, if I want, of oxygen producers, which I kind of do want. Let's have a look. How much you're producing? 34. That's actually not bad. You're producing 10. That's not bad. How much are you producing? 19, 18. Ooh, that's actually kind of bad. But glass is going to go up in value over time, especially if I actually build this out correctly. So let's go ahead and get a second one going over there. Now, the expansive colony is starting to expand. That is a little bit of a concern. What are you making money on? You're going for this right now. That's a little bit of concern. Was I just hit? No, I was not. Already going for more glass. I don't really want to allow that to continue. I am probably going to have to step in there soon. But for now, I'm just going to try and push the housing a little bit further. Soon I'm going to want to go for the laboratory, because that's going to increase the cost of all of that. I don't need this. I flat out don't want to spend my money on it right now. Only 12,000, that's fine. We just need a bit more steel. We no longer have any aluminium, which is a shame, but it's okay. Only 11,000 to get another couple of claims, which would be quite nice for us. And then perhaps we could start expanding there. Power is still manageable. Don't really need to worry about it. But fuel is actually starting to go up in value. These are starting to produce 49 per turn. That's not too bad. And these 35. Oh dear. Naughty, naughty. You've been found out. As we can see, the value of glass is starting to go up pretty fast. Oh, you've got a hacking array. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. I don't like what you're building up over here. You've got a lot of things on the go. What's that? That's Plagiodome. If I could hit your power, that would probably wouldn't hurt you at all. In fact, you're not making much money on these. Oh, your water pumps, though? Wow, you're making a lot of money on that. You're making crazy amounts of money on your water pumps. I need to shut that down. Okay, let's... electronics is going through the roof. Let's go ahead and shut down your water pumps, if I may. Guarded. Ah, clever. Never mind. We still hit quite a few things. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade there. And as soon as we've got this, we need a little bit more steel and silicon, but I can probably afford that through my food. Plonk that down. Probably go for the second one, I'm thinking. Just to get another bit of a bonus there. We've got a little diamond, which is always a pretty good thing. Ah, oh, damn it, they've hit that pretty hard. Okay, we want nanotech, really. That's going to cost 11,000. Let's see how close we can get to that. Oh, we're not even going to get anywhere near it. Okay, we're just going to have to accept this and shed these for now. We don't want them. Instead, we'll go for these. Oh, drat. What do they use to build? Steel and aluminium for both of them. Okay, well, we're going to drop the iron. We'll keep hold of the food for now, but we really want to get these up and running quickly. I could shed that if absolutely necessary. I could get rid of it. We've got a lot of glass about to come in. Making a decent amount from that. There we go. And let's swap all of this over now. There we go. Fantastic. Right, well, we've got slant drilling, which was the main thing that I wanted from this. The next thing really would be either teleportation or nanotech, so I can swap things out as quickly as I can. But wow, Sigma Entertainment Corp is buying lots of shares now. They've started to become very active with that. I need to get on top of that pretty quickly, actually. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. And how much are these producing? They're producing actually a really decent amount. I could do with another one. Let's go for that. At this stage, I could get rid of you and go into more steel. They're not producing a lot. How much are we doing? Wow, really? That is quite possibly the worst attack ever. Well done you. Though, they're now actually becoming really inefficient because they're using oxygen, which is much better for me to sell. So, that said, I'm going to shut these down for now. I'll just sell the oxygen. That is a shame. Right, okay. We want to start losing some of this oxygen. What I really need is... Ooh, oh, drat! I only have 3 shares. Delta Espionage Corporation had 4, and Sigma Entertainment managed to get to 6. Oh, you Sigma Entertainment. Like I said, I've actually found it really hard to beat these guys, but surprise, surprise, the person who settled where I said I really should have settled in the end managed to win out over time. I was kind of holding my own somewhat, but really not in the end there. Alas, unfortunately, I'm actually really bad at the campaign, or at least with the new AI, I'm very bad at the campaign. There are slight differences with the way that the colony grows now. Previously, if food or water became too expensive, or oxygen for that matter, the colony would shrink. And the colony could just die off if it shrunk too much. Now, its growth rate shrinks, so it's still growing. I think it might be able to stall, but it never actually shrinks. Its size doesn't go down. It's just how fast it's growing will go down based on how expensive the resources it wants to get are. But that's the end of this first part of the campaign. If we exit game now, we will see how things stand. I brought with me 56,000 in debt. My net income was 538,000. Not too great. I'm going to pay off that debt straight away. These are my liquid funds right there. Where am I? I'm all the way down here. Now, the thing you don't want to happen is you don't want to be down here. What happens is after a couple of rounds, you'll go into an elimination round. And in an elimination round, once the game is over, the person with the lowest stock gets eliminated from the campaign. It doesn't matter if you won that game or not. If your stock price is still the lowest, you get eliminated. My stock has gone up in value. The Gamma Espionage has gone up a lot. You scallywag, you. But let's have a look. What have we got? Perk food shipment, electrolysis reactor. That's actually quite nice. Goon squad, food shipment. So this is probably the one that we're going to be going for in the next episode. But that will have to be in the next episode. Until then, and as always, do take care.